What is the role of the United States in any kind of unification efforts? Should that be what the South Korean people decide is the right future? So before we get to Q&A, we have one more speaker, and we're just going to talk about the context and the role of the alliance in Northeast Asia power competition.
Well, thank you, Jenny, and also good afternoon, and thank you, Mayor Jung, and to the staff for hosting this event. It's quite an honor to be here. So the title of the presentation is Pyeongtaek and the ROC-U.S. Alliance in the Cockpit of Northeast Asia Power Competition. Now, before we start, I'd like to mention briefly that the thoughts and views expressed during this presentation are mine and do not represent the U.S. government, nor do they represent the Department of Defense. So the discussion recognizes the success, the enduring success of the 70-year-old ROC-U.S. Alliance in the emergence of Pyeongtaek City as the regional symbol of transition from the Yongsan to the Pyeongtaek era for the ROC-U.S. Alliance. But instead of showcasing all the successes that have resulted from one of history's greatest alliances, the discussion is intended to stimulate thinking about the role of the alliance in an international order that's becoming increasingly multipolar. So for the next few minutes, we'll move from the past to the present, from the old multipolar order in Northeast Asia when Russia, China, and Japan competed for control of the Korean Peninsula, to the bipolar order of the Cold War, a period dominated by respective US and Soviet camps, and then to the present day, at a point at which many would argue we're seeing a return to multipolarity. So at the center of the discussion is the ROC-U.S. Alliance, an old friendship defined by common values and marked by enduring optimism and success on the one hand, but on the other, a relationship confronted with the inescapable political, economic, and security realities inherent to this region. So the question for the good of the group here and for the future moving forward is the alliance prepared to encounter these realities in an increasingly multipolar world? And so I want to frame the discussion by first taking note of the geography here in Northeast Asia. So glancing at this section of the map, you quickly orient to the geographic fact that the Republic of Korea is located directly in the center of power competition in Northeast Asia. And this is a striking visual considering we are in a time of both increasing China-Russia revanchist collaboration and North Korea's implementation of increasingly offensive nuclear doctrine aimed squarely at the U.S.-ROC alliance. Shakespeare wrote, "What's past is prologue." In other words, history sets the context for what we understand in the present. And historically, if we were to go back over the last 100+ years, Korea has been caught in the vortex of changing interpretations of sovereignty and state legitimacy since the end of the late 19th century, after the collapse of the East Asian system of hierarchy which centered on China. And this change has been bounded on one side by the guarantees of peace and security through treaties with the United States and collective action with the United Nations. But on the other hand, it's been bounded by the realpolitik impacts caused by great power competition, resulting in changes to the world order. Now, how has Korea been caught in the vortex of these changes? Well, first, if we were to go back to the end of the 19th century, despite the existence of the U.S.-Korea Treaty of Amity and Commerce, Korea's first treaty with a Western country signed in 1882, Japan's systematic annexation of Korea, which culminated in 1910, was tolerated, tragically,